This is the Morning Mojo with Jeet
on Radio 44.
Well, you know how it is whenever it comes to being a super brand. There's some things that get you there. One of them is definitely knowing what the customer wants and providing quality, having a phenomenal management team, having a phenomenal team in its entirety. And today, we do have someone very special. We do have the CFO of Vida Homes, Solomon Nzomo. We're going to have a chat with him on today's Superbrand Leadership Legends. And we're going to understand the secrets to the success of this phenomenal organization that has definitely put itself on the map for a very long time. Don't go anywhere. Keep it right here on Radio 44. Good morning to you, Solomon. How are you doing, brother?
Good morning. Nice to be here.
All right. So, for those of you who missed it, allow me to introduce the CFO of Vida Homes. Definitely, that is a huge rank right there. You must be really proud of yourself, right?
I am.
Yeah, I mean, to be part of such a successful company, a super brand, that is definitely saying something. Let's go straight into it. All right. I think the conversations you and I have had, I think we need to start our own podcast, right?
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah. So let's start with Vida. All right. So it was born from a unique joint venture between Actis and Shapoorji Pallonji, right? So how has this partnership with over 220 years of combined expertise influenced, your approach to delivering quality housing in Kenya?
Thank you. That's a very good question, and you can imagine the combined experience of that. Yeah. One of our shareholders, Shapoorji Pallonji, we prefer to call them SPRE, has been a developer and has done some of the most monumental projects globally and in many places, especially in India. You can imagine what that cumulative knowledge and experience has done. And when they decided to come together with Actis, it means a lot of the school fees that will normally be paid, then you don't have to go through that, which means that we're able to leverage on that experience and able to bring to market beautiful products, beautiful things, and able to leverage on that financial and technical prowess of both shareholders.
Right. And yeah, I mean, anyone who can survive in the Indian market, because I think with the Indian market, so many choices, the most populous country on the planet. But these are people who are spoiled for choice. And if they are, if a company can succeed over there, then that means they can succeed anywhere. So that's brilliant. Now, Garden City, Phase 1. It's hailed as one of the best-selling projects in Nairobi, delivered on time. And this was during the time of the pandemic where a lot of companies were failing, right? And how exactly, or what measures did Vida actually take to ensure quality, on-time delivery during a period like this?
I must say one of our solemn promises is delivery on time and quality products. So regardless of the environment you're operating in, we have to make sure and readjust accordingly and be able to deliver. I must say it was a tough time. You had some of the customers pulling out of their obligations because nobody knew what was going to happen a few months down the line. But because again of that strong backing, we were able to forge forward and we take whatever measures we needed to take within the law and within what the government was permitting at the time to continue with the construction. And I must say the buyers who held on are really making some very good returns from their project, because you can imagine with prices falling, people walking out. So the guys who were taking a leap of faith during that time have really made their return. So for us, a promise is a promise.
Excellent.
We live by that.
I got to add on to this. During a turbulent period like that, what were the biggest challenges? So people pulling out was one, definitely. What other challenges did you face?
I must say, construction is a very labor intensive, and you had this social distancing and all of this. So it means a lot of readjustment from a delivery perspective, from an interactions perspective, because at the end of the day, you have to keep the people safe.
Yes.
Okay. So there are a lot of shifts and a lot of work around had to be done to be able to accommodate that. So I say the logistical challenges were the next most, the biggest issues we had to deal with at the time.
And you still went over and above. Brilliant. Solomon is actually enjoying bumping his head right over here, isn't he?
Right. Music sounds nice.
It's a different feeling, right?
Correct.
All right, so we are, of course, still with the Superbrands leadership legends, and right now the legend that's with us is Solomon Nzomo, the CFO of Vida Homes. And let's talk about this. Of course, we all know management, very important thing in any company, and very important when it comes to maintaining quality of the products and services that one offers. So how would you describe Vida's management style, and how does it ensure that quality remains a non-negotiable standard in all your projects?
Okay, thanks. I would say the most important thing we do is a very consultative approach.
Okay.
And just drawing from that vast experience that we have with our Indian shareholders is the whole concept of peer review. So in any product that we come up with, then we invite different consultants, completely independent, to come and have a look and to tell us what works, what doesn't work, what looks right, or what changes could be made. And in our phase 1 project, we had significant savings coming from that because of how the product had been designed originally. So they're able to introduce a lot of efficiencies within the product, and even just to improve the look and feel.
Yeah.
And importantly, the amenities that around the whole place, just to make the whole place livable and to give a very holistic experience.
You know what? I'm going to sideline a bit, and I think this is where Vida stands out, right? We've been, if you take a look at Parklands, I think if there was 1 inch of space free somewhere, someone would put up a 100-story building in there. And majority of the apartments that we're seeing around nowadays, the main thing that's lacking is amenities. We're just seeing, how do I say it? It's expensive prisons that you're living in, and you guys have gone completely in a different direction. You want to ensure that if you're buying an apartment, you're not just getting an apartment, but you're getting a beautiful lifestyle. That is your primary focus, right?
Correct. And if you look at all our projects, the one thing we try to do is to do them on large pieces of land.
Yes.
So you're able to master plan and you're able to design the whole livability around that. And you rightly pointed out, when we were kids growing up, the estates had already originally been designed, had a lot of public spaces.
Yeah.
So you leave the house in the morning, you'll go play, and your parents wouldn't be worried about you because they know you're safe.
Yeah.
That's what we are trying to recreate now. So because the 4 walls, any person can deliver to you 4 walls. But if you come to our Garden City project, for example, you'll find a whole acre of green spaces, a swimming pool, a fully functional gym, and places that kids can go and play and enjoy, all within the confines of the apartment or of the apartment block. So you don't have to worry about the safety of your kids, and that's what we are trying to bring back to market.
And of course, we've got a lot of listeners from Parklands, and I think everyone in Parklands will understand this when I say this. 10 years from now, when you've bought an apartment, 10 years from now, when you wake up and you go into your balcony, you're not going to be looking into your neighbor's home, is it?
Correct. For us, you'll be able to see a lot of green space.
Yes.
From the balcony, you can see your children playing.
Yeah.
And you're comfortable letting your kids to go outside and play, rather than the inconvenience of having to drive them every other weekend to our place to play,
yes,
or swimming pool or whatever. All of these are within you. So trying to bring back the old way of living, as it should be.
It should be, absolutely. So as we discuss this, there's a lot of competition and uncertainty in the Kenyan real estate market. So how do you stand out, as a well-funded and trusted developer? How do you bring in that confidence in buyers when it comes to your projects?
First things first is a track record that you actually deliver, and that's what we live by, and that's what we are trying to build as we go along. Evidence by our first project, and right now we have 3 actual projects that are going on, and by June next year, those will be delivered to our buyers. So we are consistently building onto that track record. And importantly, as you just talked about, is that whole livability and the lifestyle that you're trying to bring to market. Because we believe the 4 walls, anybody can give you that.
Yes. Okay, perfect. We're taking another short break, and when we're back, we're still going to be chatting with Solomon, and of course, we're going to be talking about how all these elements brought by in Vida are actually perfect for the middle income and the high value affordable homes that you are definitely looking for. And we're still with the CFO of Vida Homes, Solomon Nzomo. And now, I gotta say this, all right? We're living in an IG generation, okay? Today, if there's a certain drink that starts trending on IG, everyone wants it, all right? Today, if someone said, I have no idea. Okay, as men, we don't know what color this is. Some form of blue, okay? If IG says that the shirt that Jeet is wearing is out of fashion, that's it. Anytime I wear this, it's going to be a problem, right?
Yeah.
So, similarly, I think trends, changes, all these things, preferences, change so much faster nowadays than it used to back in the days, thanks to social media. So in a market like this, where customers are constantly changing their preferences, in an economy like this, where conditions, as we know, are constantly changing, how does your company's management and leadership, ensure the flexibility, innovation, while maintaining that focus of great quality? How do you do it?
In our product development cycle, there's one very important step that we call market validation.
Okay.
And this step is where, after you've had the initial concept and the location, you actually go to market and try it out with actual buyers who actually put the money down.
Okay.
And what this confirms is, one, the product is nice.
Yeah.
The location is fine. The price point is also okay. And whatever feedback that they're able to give us at that particular point, we're able to incorporate it very earlier on in the product. Because most of the time, you'll not have a 100% product, and you'll not have something that maybe all your customers love. But you're able to pick certain trends from that interaction with your buyers and able to incorporate it. So that's why we are able to constantly, before we actually the product begins construction, we've incorporated that. But that doesn't even stop there, because our projects are large and they're multi-phase.
Yes.
Once people start living in maybe, let's say, the phase 1, whatever feedback they give us, then we're able to incorporate it in the subsequent phases, and we are continuously improving. So that's our product development cycle.
Beautiful. So it's ever evolving.
Ever evolving.
Okay. So now here's another thing. You mentioned about creating that whole old school community, having it like back in the days where we had a playing field, everything for the children. So you've got innovation, right? You've got modern designing, modern engineering. Now, when you look at all these things, and definitely for you to deliver good products, that means you are also not cheaping out on materials and labor. So how do you bring all these elements together to meet the demand of high value, affordable and middle income homes in Nairobi? Because we're seeing a trend. Back in the days, everyone was comfortable renting. We're seeing more Kenyans saying, I'm working towards having my own home. So how do you bring in all these elements and ensure that, the price point is perfect?
There are different aspects to it. So first of all is a segmentation of the different products and which markets you're trying to target. So in our buyer pool, we'll have guys who want to occupy and live in those homes, and we have investors who are just after chasing a ROI, a return at the end of the day. And so we design our products to address those different aspects. But importantly, because Nairobi is largely a tenant market, it's that the ultimate buyer, the person who will actually live in that house, is that it's a true market validation, because they're the ones who actually reaffirm that all these things that you did at the end of the day, the end buyer or the end user of this unit or the investor actually makes a return. So it's a very iterative process involving so many consultants and taking on that feedback and building it in as we go along. So that's why we are able to deliver these products at those particular price points.
Okay, excellent. I'm really enjoying this conversation. Once again, we're taking a short break now. Solma, I think you might enjoy this one a little bit. It's an Indian song, and it's sung by none other than, I think, a person you and I have always jammed to, Akon.
Really?
Are you ready for it?
Let's go.
All right, so we've got Solomon Nzomo, the CFO of Vida Homes, on, of course, today's Superbrands Leadership Legends. And let's go straight into the obvious. All right, so I'm sure you're aware, Radio 44 is a super brand as well.
I am.
Yes. So as a super brand, right, Vida carries this huge recognition, great credibility. How has achieving the super brand status impacted your brand, and how does it influence your ability to deliver on quality?
Good question. I must say, if there's one thing it does, is reaffirms and validates the brand and the values that we stand for. It gives that credence to the whole brand and everything we stand for, especially to our stakeholders, people we're interacting with, and our most critical stakeholder is our customers who we are dealing with. And because of what you just spoke about earlier, guys have burnt their fingers within the residential market because of many other things that have happened. So what this does is it still reaffirms that there are still credible developers you can still engage with in this market, because housing will be forever a basic need.
Yes.
Provided there are people on earth, there will always be that need, and people will always look for people to buy from or to partner with. And we want to be that brand that is always top of mind for any person looking to invest in a home, either as an investor or as a homeowner. So the super brand is a very important milestone for us as we continue on this journey.
Okay, excellent. Now, in your experience, what do you believe are the most important factors in keeping the consistency when it comes to delivering high quality products and services to customers of any industry?
I'll boil it down to just one item, and that item is just trust.
Okay.
Provided there's trust both ways, it creates that loop. That's a self-feeding loop. You trust me to deliver, I actually deliver. Buy from me again, and we are continuously in that whole process. So in every sector, in any sector, the fact that I know at 7 a.m. Ajit will be on,
Yes.
I will be saying this, it means I will continuously tune in, and that it makes that partnership grow stronger and stronger as time progresses.
And every happy customer of yours is a salesperson.
Exactly, and those are the best salespeople.
Yes.
And those are the ones you want.
Yeah, because they speak from the heart. Now,
Exactly.
Before we wrap this up, I'm gonna ask you a question. All right.
Do I get to ask one back?
Do you want to? I would love to.
I don't mind.
Okay, so there was an apartment that I was once living in. Okay, and we had an eviction notice, a mass eviction notice for the whole apartment, and this came in not from the landlord, but from a bank. And we couldn't understand this. Something similar has happened just recently in an office building in Parklands as well, where developers take a size like a huge loan, and they go forward with projects, and they default on the loans, and people have lost their properties, etc. How does your company, Vida, prevent such things from happening?
Okay, I think it boils down to the values that the particular developer, because in a sale and purchase transaction, it normally should be done in the utmost good faith. So if as a developer they have used the property they have sold you as collateral, it's only fair that they inform the buyer, so that the buyers are fully aware that this is what has happened. That aside, there's also the due diligence element of it, and we normally would encourage our buyers, regardless of what the developer is telling you, it's only also fair for you to carry out your due diligence and just make sure that there's no charges or anything registered on this property. So it happens both ways, and sometimes because of maybe your relationship with this developer or what have you, or it's a first time, so they might tend to spring surprises. And for us, we operate on a no surprises policy. No surprises both ways, so that then there are no such things happening, because those are the things that end up really damaging your brand.
And I think when everyone looks for the too good to be true deals, this is indeed what happens. Yeah.
Most of the time. Yeah.
All right, Solomon, do you have a question for me?
Yeah, just a fun one.
All right.
Why do scuba divers jump backwards into the water?
I have no idea. Hit me with it.
Because if they fell forward, they will still be on the boat.
Oh my God. Did we just do that? Did we just do that in a Superbrand interview? Did we just have that moment? Oh man, you know what? If I could bring you back over here for some of the topics we've been having off air, I think I would have the best partner in crime on radio. It's been
happy to.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Solomon.
I've loved it as well.
It has been such a blast. Thank you so much. Keep doing the great work that you guys are doing. We've visited your property. I think it's just phenomenal. It's beautiful. Like if something were to happen to me, that's where I would like to lay to rest.
Thank you very much. I will be leaving my offer letter for you to book a unit.
Absolutely.
Thank you.